Welcome to Talking Story with Augie. Mike Rompel. Yeah, Mike. I always wanted to get you on because, we talk, we have coffee, but like, what compelled you to come to Hawaii to do pizza?
It started long before that, obviously.
Okay.
Right? Like I was just trying to pay for my life, right? I was a 19-year-old kid trying to put myself through college at UNLV in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up there, I stayed there, I didn't have a choice, right?
Right.
Didn't get any scholarships or anything like that. So I started, just delivering pizzas and making pizzas. And I was going to school for business, so I wanted to, learn about it. I never knew what kind of business I was going to have or wanted to have. But then I got into that pizza business, and it just, it just got into me. I felt like I was learning the business very quickly, and I wanted to keep progressing in it. It was in a turbulent time for Domino's, the brand, and so I was able to kind of move up quickly, so to speak.
Yeah, no, it's pretty. So I never knew when you came here, 9 stores, only making this much, and what you did to turn this thing around. But what was more impressive was the fact that, I want to try to find, where you get that philanthropy heart to just want to give, not only give, but like, the end goal, because I talk to a lot of guys that do philanthropy work, is they want to see their area, their island, their state become better at everything and improving people's life. So tell me the beginning when you got here.
Yeah, so I mean, I was just looking for a better place to raise my family.
Okay.
I had no ambitions of being some big franchisee or any of that. It was the way in which I was feeding my family. I had come out of San Francisco having owned my first store there, and so I really felt like we could at least survive here, because the cost of living was somewhat relative. But I knew it was a better place to raise my family. Getting into Hawaii, I didn't know it was going to be so challenging. So at one point, we basically had to move our family of 4 into that 1-bedroom apartment above that Wahiawa store. And, it was one of those come to Jesus moments, like, oh, here I am, now what? And so, I was following the path of business, but I was also, trying to see kind of what is God's path for my life. The only reason philanthropy came about was because I was given opportunities and, given that a gift, right? And then I want to pass it along. I feel like if we just reach success or what we think is success and there's no succession, then it's really not success. It's just us, taking care of ourselves and not really passing it along. And there is a lot of people in Hawaii that do that. They hide in their multi-million-dollar mansion and don't look outside because they don't want to help anybody else. But for us, from the street, right, we know what's out there. We know what it's like, and we just want to give that opportunity to the next generation. And sometimes it's our generation, right? Like we're helping people that are somewhat our age, but just never got that opportunity.
Correct. It's so weird because, well, not weird. When I talk to like successful people or business people, you felt like this was a calling when you were studying. Because I feel like everything I've done the last 56 years on this planet has always been a calling.
Yeah.
Or a dare, or like,
So then it wasn't a calling, it was survival, right?
Okay.
Today we look back at it and go, oh wow, it was a calling.
Right.
We had no idea. We're just trying to survive, trying to live life, trying to eat like everybody else. And then when you look back and the map of the dots of where this thing has gone, you're like, oh, there's only one way. It was a calling.
Right.
Nobody would have chosen this path. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And yet here we are, right?
Yes.
And so looking back at it, you go, oh, it was a calling, and thank God it was a calling. But in the midst of it, you're just under this pile trying to dig out and survive.
Yeah, it's so weird because, we talk about calling. People talk about forks in the road. A calling is not forks in the road. You just kind of go, man, this is where I'm at. I'm going to trust God. I'm going to just go.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah, and thankfully there's no time to slow down.
Right.
And of course, like having had conversations with you before, we never intended the result to be what you see today.
Right.
We just wanted to have a family life and be able to take care of our family, feed ourselves, get a house one day, and kind of go from there. What transpired, it's a miracle, right? It doesn't make sense when you try to put sense to it, right?
Right. That's fun. That's fun. We talk about a calling or trying to make sense of things. And sometimes, when we overthink sense, that's where.
Yeah, that's where we make all the mistakes.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Now, I'm at 56. I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to stand back a little bit because I remember rushing in, going.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So 9 stores. You get to Hawaii.
So we actually, when we got to Hawaii, was 6 stores.
6
Yeah.
stores. Okay.
Really, when we poked our head above water,
Mm-hmm.
is around that 9 store mark. Originally, the 6 stores were losing $600,000 a year. I didn't have
That's insane.
$600,000 to
Yeah.
lose, so I needed to fix what I could fix very quickly. A lot of that was me and obviously Carla and a few of our friends that came with. And I told them, don't come. This project is much harder than you guys realize, because they had worked for me in San Francisco, but they didn't start in the beginning over there either. And I told them, don't come. But like every good team member, they never listened, and they came, right? And so it was 3 of us running 3 of the stores, teaching everybody how to make a pizza, teaching every new delivery driver. We would just go on the road ourselves and teach them literally everything to try to rebuild a team that had the culture that we wanted, and so then that was a grind. That was 2 years of just trying to fix those 6 stores. We were able to get to break even right away. But break even when you're a small business owner means you don't make any money.
Correct.
So it's not like you get wages and you broke even.
Right.
You just broke even, no more wages, right? And so my savings was all but gone, and I needed to find a path forward, right?
So talk to me about the culture. When you talked about you have to build a culture.
Yeah.
What is that like in business?
So every business is different, but there's 2 ways that you can do the quote-unquote fast food business, and you see it. You go to one place and it's just turn and burn, no personality, nobody's happy, they're just trying to get through the day. Or there's this part where, hey, how about we teach some entry-level employees some basic skills that they can carry forward in their career no matter what they do. And it's more effort, but the result is, of course, the stores make more money, but really it's about advancing those young people, or maybe not so young people sometimes, to where they can get to their goals and dreams. Their responsibility is not for me to meet my goals and dreams. And you'll go out there and you'll see business, and you'll see that the employees look like they work for the owner.
Right.
And when that happens, it's not good.
Tough.
And if you see when the owner is working for them, you'll see the difference. You'll see the difference in their eyes. You'll see the difference with the smile on their face. And that's hard to do in the fast food business because the margins are so slim.
Right. Well,
But it's the right thing to do.
whenever I go into your stores, one, they're not expecting me to take a selfie with them.
Yeah.
And but you could tell, because, we go out and eat a lot, but like you could tell that the guys there like really appreciate working there. Yeah. I've never gone in where I went, I gotta call Mike.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Yeah.
But everybody's like, everybody's super happy to be there, very engaging, and I'm like, I gotta take a picture because I gotta send Mike.
Yeah.
You guys need to smile. Let's go. You know what I mean? And I think that's the thing, like building a culture, finding the right tools to run a successful business is challenging in this day and age right now, right?
Yeah, no, that is the biggest thing we're working towards now. When I bought my first store on my own, it was $10,000. You can't do that here in Hawaii. Right. And what I'm fighting for every day is not that they make the rules easier for me. I'm here.
Right.
But what if you took you and all your family members and you invested in a small business, you bought the equipment, signed the lease, put your name on there, personal guarantees, all this stuff, and then you wait 18 months to get a permit. And then you're bankrupt.
Right.
You bankrupt before you even got started.
And in most cases, if you're lucky to make the first year, right? In business, the first year, you did the first year, wow, here in Hawaii.
No, that's an awesome point, because here in Hawaii, you know, around the world, around the country, excuse me, it's survived the first year. Well, here in Hawaii, the first year you're not even open.
Right.
So now we've made it 3 times as hard as it needs to be. Now you have to survive the first 3 years before you made it in business, right? And so why make it so hard for a new business? So you have this glass ceiling. In Hawaii, the way the system is set up is everybody's going to be an employee.
Right.
But that glass ceiling as an employee is a certain dollar per year. And then the owner looks at it and says, oh, well, they're getting paid too much.
Yeah.
I need to get rid of them and get somebody cheaper.
Right.
Where do you go when you have all that experience, all that talent, all that you've given to that business? You're probably prepared to start your own business, but where's the door in Hawaii to do that?
It's tough, man.
Yeah.
Tough. And that's why I always say, you know, we always talk about like housing. I think we have an opportunity problem. You know what I mean? Because a lot of my friends, my friend is 60 years old, right? Moved to Texas. He was a rubbish man here. Rubbish man there now. Better opportunity, can actually afford to live there, right?
Yep.
Happy because she actually get money to spend and enjoy, you know, the last few years of his life. And I think about somebody like that who's 60 years old, happy because he had almost like maybe a third, fourth chance of, you know, being comfortable, but he had to move away.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the sad part.
No, that is the sad part.
You know, because I think we can do so much better. And that's why, like, you know, when I talk about calling, or I like being around people that are very influential, because I think, you know, education is the key. You know, like giving people information, inspiring people to, you know, step outside the box. Like you said, you at that time might be chaos, but you gotta listen. Listen to what, you know, God is, whatever you believe in, if God is telling you something, listen closely, because there's not much opportunities when you live in an island and you gotta work around so much challenges.
Yeah.
So much challenges.
Yeah, and so that is, I think about that, right? Everybody moves away, right? The first thing when you move away, those people that were here, contributed to the community, were a lot of times community leaders, had great value, had great insight, had great opinions, had great work ethic. They're the first ones to get hired when they go over here, and we don't appreciate it. I mean, when they go over there, we don't appreciate it here. What do you mean we don't appreciate it? Why is there no opportunity for them? That's how you appreciate it. You don't appreciate it, send them a card, hey, thank you, get to work on time. Yeah. You appreciate them, say, hey, you know what? Your opportunity is the next step. The government's responsibility is to make that available to people, right? Not to force them into positions or force them into jobs. You know, the culture here is
That's what we gotta
amazing.
do. That's what we gotta do and we will. You know, because you know, I love this conversation because there's so much in there. There's so much arms that, you know, we can look at to go, hey, you know, this is what we can change, or this is what we can make better. But man, it's so much red tape.
Yeah.
So much red tape.
Too much. Doesn't need to be, right? I mean, so as you know, I bought some stores in Salt Lake City. I need to have a way for my people that have been with me so many years here to have an opportunity.
Wow.
They couldn't buy a store here.
Yeah.
These stores are worth so much here, right? They couldn't buy a home here the same way. So a bunch of them went to Salt Lake City. So we went in to build a new store, and so we kind of asked, well, you know, what's the process like? Someone there, you know, didn't force us to the internet, didn't say, you go figure it out, didn't say hire a third-party planning and review company. They said, here's the process, right? We got our first permit in 1 week.
Gosh.
1 week. And guess what?
I hope our leaders are watching this.
That's 2.5 years ago. Guess what didn't happen? Nobody got electrocuted. The building hasn't fallen down. The water's not leaking.
Right.
What is the DPP here securing us from?
Right.
What are they saving us from? Have any buildings fallen down? The architects, the engineers, the planners, and the business owners, we're taking all the responsibility already.
Right. Yes.
So why have all those delays?
Yeah.
Those delays are just causing people to leave because they reach that glass ceiling at their job. They want to start their own business in that field, and their whole family collects every dollar they ever made or saved. They put it into this business. They go bankrupt waiting for the permit.
Hoping, right?
Yeah, hoping they can get through. Or they do the other. They open it illegally.
Right.
And then somewhere along the line, they're doing good. They get stopped.
Correct.
And then their whole life changes. They're brought to court. You got those fines and fees and kind of that X on you.
Yes.
And it's just...
So you open a one store in Utah, takes about...
Yeah. No, we're open in 4 months. 4 months.
Okay.
You're just, and not only that, the city doesn't come out and inspect, third party comes out and inspect.
Right.
And when they
That's
come
another
out,
thing, yeah.
they find problems.
Yeah.
But guess what? They're there when you say you're gonna have them fixed. Hey, we'll have these 3 things fixed tomorrow. Are you sure you're gonna have them fixed tomorrow? Yes, sir, we're gonna have them fixed tomorrow. Comes back tomorrow. Not get on the list in 6 more months waiting for them to come back.
In the meantime, you're closed.
You're closed.
Right.
But you're still paying.
Correct.
Keep in mind, by the time your first store opens, everybody has been paid except you. Everybody's been paid, and now you got the long haul of 5 years to try to make that money back. But every little hiccup, every little red tape, every little bureaucracy causes that to delay.
Yeah.
And the more that delays, the less likely it is that you'll survive that first year, that third year, that 5th year,
There's I hope, because I'm going to chop this up so that, people at home can watch. Because what advice can you give a young entrepreneur, a young potential business owner? What is your best advice?
Move now. No.
Well, it's funny because, hey, this guy is actively involved in helping good candidates lead in our city. And I we laugh at that. But we want to try our best to make it easy, less government so that you can do the things that you love doing. That's just me.
Well, obviously, first is you better have a whole lot of faith. You better have a whole lot of faith, and you got to be pursuing that faith on a daily basis. And then 2 things that I learned in the Domino's business: don't get fired, and don't quit. As long as you do those 2 things, you're good to go, right?
It's kind of like school right now. Pay attention. From what I understand, all you got to do is show up.
Yeah.
Show up. You know that? Dude, 35% of high school students in Hawaii not graduating.
Yeah.
All you got to do is show up.
And part of that, it's not a DOE problem. It's an opportunity problem.
Correct.
They see everybody that did graduate, and they're going to end up at the same job. So
Right.
what's the point? And so they don't have the motivation that, hey, how can I really get to where I want to be?
But it's again in business, you gotta stay.
Yeah.
Right, and show
never
up.
give up.
Right,
Just
never give up. It's the same. It's the same concept, and you do that, you're on your way.
Yeah.
You're on your way. Yeah, you might not. Maybe you see outside and what's happening, but it's what you're going to learn from the inside. Why? Why did I make the sacrifice? Why I woke up every morning, went to school, and I really, it's not even about that. It's again, it's showing up, right, and not giving up.
No, for 20 years, I missed every party, missed every birthday, missed every holiday. And that was a tough 20 years. And I see my friends out there doing it and having all those good times and all that. But, how you like me now? No. No. So, you gotta sacrifice. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
And you can't do what everyone else is doing. You gotta do you, and you gotta do it to the best of your abilities. And as long as the goal is larger than the obstacles, you won't quit.
Right.
But we have to teach our young people how to set a goal.
Yeah.
Think about this. You know, this week is Super Bowl. Should I?
Yeah,
I might
yeah.
have to cut that.
Yeah.
Just,
Okay,
so this
if
is
you're
a big
watching
game.
this
Yeah.
in the future, this week was Super Bowl.
Yeah. So, you know, we're gonna do 50,000 orders, right,
Yeah.
this week, and we're not gonna do them all perfectly. But my team has to look back at it and say, how do we do better? I have to look back at it and say, how do I do better for them so that we don't make those mistakes?
Right.
So that we, you know, deliver on time, we make the right pizzas, do all those things. When it's smaller, you have to have the same intensity.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta want to do it right, even though knowing that you're gonna fail sometimes.
Right.
And you just gotta get back up and keep trying, keep teaching, keep learning. And that's really what I feel like has been this last 10 years now, is me continuing to learn. How can I help in other ways? I need to learn. And so you know, that's why I hang out with people that do something different, that excel at it. You thought I hung out with you because I like you, but it's because
Let me ask you this, but fun got to play a big role. Like, look, here's the deal. I do morning radio. I get paid minimum wage, believe it or not. But I'm at that point in my life where, like, I like being there.
Yeah.
I love having fun. It's a place where I can disconnect. Is it still fun for you?
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
You know, Super Bowl, I'm going to find a place to make some pizzas. The stores probably don't want me there. They're probably like, oh, I hope Mike pick another store. But I love doing it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I want to be there. I want to be shoulder to shoulder with the guys. I don't want them to be nervous about it, but I definitely want to be there making some pizzas on the Super Bowl.
I want to
you know?
come for like an hour and a half.
Yeah. You got
No,
it.
for real. Can I come? And
You can come.
Do I need to, like,
Stay
get
out of the
training?
way.
No, I like,
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah,
I like do the whole. I
I'll
like
put
do the
you.
whole.
Well, you ain't gonna have time to do that on Super Bowl Sunday. You know, think about it. You're always at Eva Beach store, yeah.
I'm always.
Yeah.
Either that or now, you know, your Waipahu. Your
Waipahu.
Waipahu stuff.
Maybe we could go to Oh no, Waipahu's too tight.
I just want to go just to feel the experience and.
We'll go Eva, but it's gonna be hammered. You know, 200 pizzas an hour, and there's not going to be time for you to be throwing pizzas in the air and making jokes. So you're going to.
No, I just want to feel like,
Yeah.
you know, what it's like. You know,
Yeah.
I get excited about stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, because I like you. I feel so blessed that I've been given some pretty cool opportunities, met some pretty cool people like yourself, and you know what I mean. Like sometimes it's just good to be in the grind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I love about, being in the city council right now. People see me cutting grass with the weed whacker, and they're like, dude, he's out there. I don't know if you saw this, but you're driving on Fort Weaver Road,
Yeah.
you see all the left side before going on the
Yeah.
freeway. Woke up one Saturday, me and my friend Lawrence,
Oh,
we
nice.
and then we clean out all the graffiti in that area.
Oh wow.
And it's,
Oh, it needed it too.
Yeah.
I was starting to worry about, it gets to the summer and that doesn't get cut down, and then we have, that fire
Yeah, yeah.
hazard. Oh,
Yeah,
that's nice.
We didn't tackle that. We just, because again,
You did such a good job. That homeless guy moved in over there. You see him? He's like, oh, they clean up the place.
but again, because I like getting into the grind, so I go to events and people go, oh, you're not the politician that just take picture.
Yeah.
No, what I mean. So if can, I would love to, put in some pepperoni.
Yeah.
If can.
You can. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be busy.
Or it's like you put mustache and
Yeah.
you can look like maybe one of your employees.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Now that people watching,
No.
the boy will come. Augie's working. Get up again.
Yeah. They're gonna be like, oh, get rid of that guy. He's slowing us down. We're hammered.
He's slowing us down. Too funny, man.
Yeah.
Too funny. All right, well, hey, so tell me about your family, because, we get about, a couple of minutes
nice.
left. Tell me
Yeah.
about your family.
Yeah,
Share me a little, everybody, when there's something that they got to get, call Mike. Mike is the guy.
Yeah.
And Mike has a family too.
Yeah.
Mike has to take his family, but tell me a little bit about your family.
So I hope that my family, especially my kids, carry on this what we've done and what we continue to do in our communities. So we have the 4 kids, 3 boys, 1 girl. One of our sons is a musician. He's a Hanai son that we started raising when he was 14. He picked up music after that. That's our first bat at really understanding what the real homelessness is.
Yeah.
He was the youngest of 5 children. His mom decided to leave the family, never was raised with the dad. And so the 4 brother and sisters were older, but they still also weren't prepared. But there's this expectation like, hey, you're over 18, go out and fend for yourself.
Right.
And so our son, when he came under the roof, had a sense of relief. And I think that was huge. And so then he picked up music.
Yeah.
And as you know, he's touring with J-Boog right now. They're doing awesome. My oldest son, Murillo, he's in Salt Lake, really helping us with the business there. Right now, if you're watching, he's our favorite son because he have our 3 grandkids. So if the other siblings better catch up. And so yeah, he has our 2 granddaughters and our grandson. They're going to be 7, 4, and 9 months this month. And then our youngest boy, Nico, he's at home. He's going to school West Side, and our daughter Natalia, she's in school or getting back into school for business. And so yeah, we just hope, like everyone, that our kids carry on from where we left off. I don't want them to try and duplicate what I've done. We did that work so they don't have to. Sometimes they want to learn, well, they always want to learn on their own, but we would like for them to kind of take it from where we are and take it to the next level. Really how much can we impact the community? I think if one person just thinks that I can do something, that something will end up being something big at some point.
That is
but
awesome.
if you think I can't do it, then you won't.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, done. Yeah. Also, I gotta say hi to Carla.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say thank you because you've done a lot for my daughter's foundation as one of the title sponsors, and we're very, very thankful our family for giving her the opportunity to help other kids too. So thank you, Mike.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, that's it for Talking Story with Augie, Mike Rompel. You guys are awesome. We'll see you guys soon.
Aloha.